Good morning. We'll now present our prelude, Kieran Ferguson on the harp, playing In the Snow Where the Deer Are.
Thank you, Kieran. That was awesome. And kudos to proud parents. I know that's a very cool feeling. So, good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Community Church. We are a welcoming congregation. We strive really hard to transform ourselves and the world through love, wonder, and connection. Excuse me. My name is Carrie Williams Jensen, and I use she, her pronouns, and I kind of serve a little all over, worship, tech, music, ushering when I can squeeze it in there, RE. This morning, we are honoring the transitions in our lives in an all ages worship service. We will sing together, play together, and give thanks to how we can be together. And just as an aside, even though she is not here this morning because she couldn't get up, it is one of the reasons that I came to UU for the children's program. But before we start, we have a quick announcement about circle suppers that Patricia Hine is going to talk about.
Good morning. I'm Patricia Hine. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm here to invite you and encourage you to participate in circle suppers. Many of you have already done that. If you have, will you raise your hand? Okay. So now you know who to talk to about circle suppers. So Circle Suppers meet for 4 months. We begin our new series in June, July, August, and September. Normally, we meet on Saturday evenings, the third Saturday of the month. And it's a group of about 8 people who meet in each other's homes or in a park or, whatever you deem appropriate, to dine together, share food. Everybody shares in preparation of food. And it's a time to get to know other people in the congregation better. My last circle was last week or 2 weeks ago. And somebody in the group said, "Oh, it's so nice to have a conversation with somebody who I've seen in church many times, but never really got to know." And so that's the point, to spend some time with people maybe you already know, but get to know them better. So registration for the summer series is ending today or tomorrow, and you can register via email. There's a link in e-news. I'll be in the back. You can ask me questions about it. And notice the people who have their hands up, talk to them too. Y'all come.
Thank you, Patricia. Whether you are here for the first time or the 1,000th time, welcome. Whatever you are facing in your own life, welcome. This is a place where we, again, really try our best to be real with one another, to get through hard things together, and to remind ourselves and one another of the values that ground and center us, that motivate and move us. Thus, whoever you are, whatever your faith journey, whomever you love, you are welcome here. We welcome all who seek to know the sacred and all who seek to make our world more just. Our commitment is to be together in covenant, to live out our values, and to work together towards our mission. These are what make a church. These are what make our church. The mission of this church is to transform ourselves and the world through love, wonder, and connection. Please rise in body or spirit to join me in our affirmation of who this community is, beginning with that all-important word. Love is the message of this church, and service is our way. This is our great covenant together, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Let's join in singing our opening hymn, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. It's number 361 in our gray hardback hymnal.
And we have hand motions.
Oh! Yeah.
Here we go.
Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your ears with a song. Open in the classroom, we do those kinds of things to make sure that our students aren't falling asleep. So, woo, get the blood flowing. So now, if you would join me in saying our chalice lighting words as Taylor Mikurak comes and lights the chalice for us. So we light this chalice as a symbol of the values of Unitarian Universalism. May its light be a beacon of hope to me and to all who seek freedom, truth, and meaning in life. Thank you, Taylor.
Hi there. My name is Adina Danuf. I use she, her pronouns, and I am your Director of Lifespan Religious Exploration. And I have found my page. And today we are here to honor an inevitable factor of life: change. As many of us have learned in our lives so far, whether we've been here for a long time or a less long time, things are constantly changing. Reverend Sarah, are you okay?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. So as I was saying, time keeps moving forward and things are often in transition, and we are especially reminded of that around this time of year. Reverend Sarah, it sounds like you might be struggling with something this morning. Would you like to talk about it?
Yeah, I guess. Well, it's just that, I'm waiting for some big changes right now. I'm waiting for a really long time, and it's so hard to wait. I'm waiting for school to end so I can spend more time with my kids. I'm waiting for summer to officially start so I can enjoy my first summer in Virginia. I mean, it's not that bad.
We want her to stay, guys.
I'm waiting for my plants to grow, for my next haircut, for us to get to my favorite part of the service. I just feel like I'm waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for everything to change.
Oh, I get that. Who here has ever struggled waiting for something to change?
Oh, I'm not alone.
Not
Yeah.
at all. And I know when I was younger, I would get restless waiting for change, and my grandma would always tell me, patience is a virtue. She wasn't British.
Too.
I don't get a virtue.
Me too. My grandma would say that too.
Yeah.
But I also remember that when I heard her say that, you have to be patient when you're feeling impatient. It makes me more impatient.
Okay, true. But what if you tell yourself?
Tell myself?
Yeah, what if when you're waiting for transitions or for changes, you think about taking a deep breath and finding the patience inside of you?
Oh, I could maybe do that.
Okay, so recently someone taught me a way to draw it from deep within. Can I share that with you?
Yeah, I'd
Okay.
love that.
Jonathan, can you help me? Okay, just play it, yeah. I have the patience to inhale, exhale.
Ooh, I like that.
You want to try it with me?
Sure.
Okay.
I have the patience to inhale, exhale.
Exactly. It's a great reminder. And how about we all do it? We even have a slide to help you with the words.
I have the patience to inhale, exhale.
Yes. Reverend Sarah, how are you feeling about waiting for change now?
I am definitely feeling ready for changes, but I feel a little more patient now.
I'm glad to hear it. Patient enough to maybe help lead us in our prayer and meditation?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Join me now in our time of prayer or meditation. Find a comfortable place for your body, whatever that looks like for you. Notice your breathing. Find a center. Take some time to just be still. Spirit of life, Spirit of love, all that is, be with us today in this time of transition, of change, of waiting, of celebrating. Lift our hearts with joy and hold our heavy ones with tenderness. May we know all that is and all that we are is holy. Amen. As we come together every Sunday from our own separate lives and our own separate homes, we bring with us a variety of joys and sorrows, fears and hopes. We take time in our service now to honor these big feelings together. We share this time as a contemplative time, each of us given an opportunity to share with this community what lifts us up and what weighs us down. Today we will light candles of joy and hope for the things that lift up our hearts and the bright things that shine on. And we will also place stones to hold the sorrows and fears and ease that weight from our spirits. So in a moment, I will invite you all to come and participate in this ritual on your own, but if first you would like someone to light a candle for you, please raise your hand and we will do candles first. If you would like someone to light it for you. John. Susan. Mel. If you're online, you may put your name in the chat to have a candle lit for you as well. Now, if you'd like a stone placed for you to hold your sorrows, raise your hand. You can also put your name in the chat for that as well. And now, if you are moved to light a candle for yourself or drop a stone on your own, I invite you to come up the center aisle and go out the outer aisle. If you want a candle on this side, if you want a stone on this side, if you want both, do both. we light one final candle for all the joys and sorrows that remain in our hearts unshared. Joys, and one stone for the sorrows. Thank you, Adina. Please join in singing our sung prayer, There is a Love. There is a love holding me. There is a love holding all that I know. There is a love holding all my rest in this
Song, and it sounds like others do too.
Me too, yeah. 1 second, I gotta unmute.
You're good.
Okay. It really helps me feel grounded, that song. I really love it.
Music can definitely do that. Like, different songs give me a lot of different types of feelings.
Sometimes music helps me express the feelings I already have.
That is so very true.
Yeah.
And speaking of feelings, you seem to be feeling a little better than earlier?
Yeah, I am feeling a little better. I think that inhaling and exhaling, grounding myself, it really helped. I also started thinking about transitions and changes that can happen in life. And I remembered that sometimes I get really excited about change.
Oh, yeah.
Who
Me
gets
too.
excited? You get excited?
Yeah, like when I had a new baby this last church year, that was a big change, but it was also exciting.
So exciting. Things like getting a new job and getting married or leaving a school or starting a school are all exciting changes.
Totally true. Or like when we have church transitions, like when new members join the church, it always fills me with so much energy. I just want to jump up and, nope. Maybe I just want to break into song.
Yes, sing, yes.
Maybe draw that energy from deep within and let it out. You know what I mean?
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, okay. Jonathan, can you help me? I have the energy to sing. Kind of like that.
Oh,
Can we
I
do it?
like that. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
I have the energy to sing. So now I'm going to switch it up on you. We're going to put the first line together and the one we just did. Ooh. Can you do it?
We can do it.
Okay, here we go. I have the patience to inhale, exhale. I have the energy to sing. Great. Yeah?
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of excitement and energy, I was excited to learn that our fourth Sunday Share the Plate for this month is going to be so awesome. Carrie, would like to get us started for that?
Our Share the Plate recipient this month is Virginia Kids Belong. Virginia Kids Belong mobilizes government, faith-based, business, and creative leaders around the goal of permanency and belonging for every child using grassroots and grass tops methods. Virginia's Kids Belong runs innovative initiatives to help ensure that every child is in a living home by recruiting more foster and adoptive families, engaging wraparound support for at-risk foster and adoptive families along the way, and helping youth who have aged out without a family to reach their full potential. Karen Parsons, Chief Operations Officer and Community Engagement Program Director, will now share more about their important work.
Good morning, everybody. I love it when they take half the speech that I was going to make. Because it gives me time to tell you about what I really care about, and that's the kids that we're talking about here. Virginia's Kids Belong feels that every child, no matter where they came from, no matter what their family situation was before, no matter who they are in their world today, deserves a safe, supportive, and stable place where they can grow, heal, thrive, and find belonging. That's why belong is in our name, because we recognize that belonging is something that transcends a lot of everything else. Some of the kids that we work with have been through some horrific things that people don't talk about in polite society. But yet, these kids have a chance because of folks that say, we're not going to turn a blind eye to those kids. We're not going to say, oh, that's somebody else's problem. We're going to say, we're going to do something about this. And whether that be through advocacy, like working with our local governments to change policies to make it easier for families to stay together, or whether that be through communities like yours that will wrap around foster families and say, we know that this is hard. We're not going to expect you to do this by yourself. We're not going to isolate you because you have a child that maybe doesn't really fit into our culture. We're not going to isolate you because you have a child trying to figure out who they are and they're asking a lot of questions. We're going to wrap around you in different ways. We're going to make sure that you have what you need. And we're going to also do everything that we can to help those kids that are now kind of out there on their own. Unfortunately, about 33% of the kids in foster care have a goal of adoption. And what that means is that their first family is no longer able to take care of them, and there is no hope of them ever getting back together. And so we work directly with those kids to help them get their message out through something called our I Belong project. And in that, we create recruitment videos for these kids so that they can tell their story in their way. And sometimes it's a way that I've never even experienced before. But then those videos are able to be circulated through potential families that are looking to welcome these children into their home. So whether it is however they came into care, they have the option of leaving with a family. Richmond area is unique in that even though we have 550 kids in foster care on our own, just in the surrounding area, we are also the hub of what they call group homes. Now, group home is just a very polite society word for an orphanage. And kids are being shipped from all over the state into Richmond to live in these homes. So we're working directly with these folks to make sure that these kids get what they need, but more importantly, build community around them. So that's just a little bit about what we do. But my last question to you is, do we have any foster kinship, meaning that you're raising somebody else's kids in your home, or adoptive families in the house? Yeah? Yeah? Well, please, as it is National Foster Care Awareness and Appreciation Month, please let me say thank you. Thank you for giving of your lives to these kids. Thank you for making a place for them, because what you've done, whether it's current, past, future, you have changed their direction, and that I thank you for, because we know that love changes everything. So I have a little bit of information in the back by the coffee area if anybody would like more information, but again, thank you for having us today.
May we give in love and hope. Thank you for your offering and all the ways you give to our life and ministry with your time, talent, treasure, and trust. Together, our gifts allow us to expand and strengthen the tapestry of love, wonder, and connection that blesses this church and transforms us and our world.
I'm back. Speaking of transforming ourselves and our world, Reverend Sarah, I was thinking about transitions and I realized you've been through a lot of changes within this past year.
I really have, yeah.
A new job, a new church, a new state that's gonna be great this summer, a new home. That's a lot of new, a lot of transition all at once. Has anyone ever felt like you've had a lot of transition all at once before?
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of us, absolutely. I think we all feel that way sometimes.
I think there are times when change and transition can be pretty hard. Even if you're excited, it can be hard.
It really can. So how do you get through it all?
Like the other times, I remember to tell myself something.
What do you tell yourself?
Jonathan. I have the strength to keep on going, so I can rise again, so I can rise again.
Woo, that's awesome. Let's see if I can remember to see how that goes.
Okay.
It's a really great reminder of how to deal with hard times in transition.
It is. Okay.
Yeah.
I have the strength to keep on going, so I can rise again, so I can rise again. I think we can put it all together.
I think we can. Let's do it. Okay.
I
have the patience to inhale, exhale. I have the energy to sing. I have the strength to keep on going, so I can rise again, so I can rise again.
Exactly. It's a great reminder. We've all done it. And speaking of keeping going on, why don't we have the next part of our service?
I love that.
Sounds
Yeah.
good. So every year, this service about transitions always helps remind me that our church is full of people of many ages who are always growing and changing and learning and loving here with us. For me, it's a reason to celebrate. And this school year will be coming to an end soon, and that means for some of our students, they will be getting ready to enter a new stage in their journey. So, even though these causes for celebration may make you nervous, or your parents nervous, we'd like to celebrate both the work it took to get you where you are and the new experiences that are on the horizon for you. We're going to take an opportunity to honor most of our children and youth who are not here today, so we'll just send them love wherever they are. So going into kindergarten, we have Taliesin Moore and Leah Ogadegby. Going into middle school, we have Simon Ford. And going into high school, we have James Maxwell Meyer. And this year, our high school group has two graduates that have been a part of our community, Sophie Slevin and Taylor McCurrick, but we're going to hear from Taylor a little bit later in the service. Let's take a moment to honor them and send us our love. And now, special treat, we have a group we're calling Multi-Gen Melodies, who have come together to prepare a musical piece for us today.
That was awesome. I am so proud of y'all. Thank you for bringing those wonderful melodies to us. Multi-gen melodies. Wonderful. So I'm going to tell a little story. It's one you may have heard before, and I might tell it a little different. We'll see. In 1770, John Murray was living his life preaching Universalism in England when his wife and young child, as well as 4 of his siblings, died of illness. He felt alone, and his belief in universal salvation made him an outcast in his Methodist faith. And he felt that his life was over. He was 29 years old. He vowed never to preach again and just swore off universalism and decided to take himself off to the American colonies to lose himself in a new world. But he didn't lose himself. He found a new place to be himself. In a way, he was rescued from himself, rescued by an unfavorable wind, a stranded ship, and a farmer named Thomas Potter. It's what we call a Universalist miracle. The story goes, Murray's ship became stranded along the shore of New Jersey, and Murray went ashore with the crew to gather food for the ship. While ashore, he met Thomas Potter, a farmer, who was delighted to meet Murray, even more delighted when he found out that Murray was a Universalist preacher. You see, Potter was a Universalist, and he had built a chapel on his property with the hope that someday a preacher would come to share the message of universalism. It had been 10 years, 10 long years, and finally now a preacher. Murray was decidedly unenthusiastic about preaching, what he had so clearly disavowed, but Potter made him a deal. If the wind didn't shift and his ship was still stranded on Sunday, Murray would preach. What do you think happened? Yeah, that's right. The winds didn't change. Murray reluctantly preached, and it was the first recorded Universalist sermon given in the soon-to-be United States. It was also the beginning of a lifelong preaching career for Murray and the beginning of a new form of Christianity in the New World. Thomas Potter had a vision, and he patiently waited for someone to help bring it to life. He was patient, and it was still hard to wait. I imagine he interrogated every preacher who walked by or rode by or managed to get by somehow, interrogated them about their theology, and it took still 10 years to find someone. He was patient, and being patient was hard. Thomas Potter was also persistent. He was so energetically confident that he would find someone that he built that chapel, confident someone would show up. He brought his neighbors together as soon as that preacher came. He was very excited to share the message of universal love, so he made it happen. Although it took very little courage for Murray to leave England when it felt the easiest to run away, it took a lot of courage to stay at Potter's farm to preach a faith he had disavowed. It took strength to keep on going and a believing in a stranger that his preaching was welcome in this new place. Change is hard and scary, and it takes courage and strength to keep moving forward. John Murray wanted to change his life. By leaving home to find a new way, he was able to find a whole new meaning in his life. It was so profound a change that it became the beginning of the Universalist denomination, a religious movement that spread and shifted and now is part of Unitarian Universalism. In my life, I have found that sometimes I don't know what's going to happen when a big change is coming, and I'm often impatient for that change to come. Why can't it already be done? I'm often excited and energized about the possibility of what would happen, and I'm sometimes scared about what will happen. And it takes strength and courage to keep moving forward. But usually, if I can rise above and not drag my feet too much, usually I can find myself in the place just right. When we can bring our patience and excitement and strength into the changes of our lives, sometimes we can rise up like the bubbles that will float through the air, finding the way to where we need to be to become who we are called to be. So we can be bubbles. Yes, you may. I didn't turn it on. Thought I did. We're learning. We're practicing.
Yes. So we've honored our children and youth going through transitions, and it reminds us that we are constantly on the verge of new things at many different ages through our whole lives. It is good and right to take time to honor all of these transitions. Graduations are celebrated, but less common transitions that are sometimes even more important in our lives. Kids and youth and adults who like to have fun, if you'd like, we're going to honor traditions by blowing bubbles. So you can head up here and get some bubbles from me. Yeah, so come on up. I mean
If you
it.
want to help, come on up. To honor these transitions, we'll invite you over here to raise your hands. Everyone okay? Okay. Phew. All right, we'll invite you to raise your hand or stand if this transition applies to you. We'll have the opportunity to be blessed with bubbles. To those not doing any bubble blowing, as your neighbor gets bubbly blessed, feel free to say to them, a blessing for your bubbly transition. A blessing for your bubbly transition. Are you ready? Okay, stand or raise your hand if this applies to you.
We honor all of those who have had a graduation of some point in this year.
Yay, graduation. We honor all of those who have changed jobs in this year. Raise your hand or stand if that applies to you. We'll bless you. We'll bless you.
We honor all those who have retired this year.
Yay, congratulations. Yeah, over there were some. We honor all of those who have a change in their relationship or family structure this year. Anyone who's had a change in relationship or family structure, raise your hand or stand up. Yay! Blessings.
We honor all those who have wished for a transition that is yet to come this year.
Yeah. We honor all those who have found a new outlook on life this year. Bubbles. And finally, we honor all of those who had something occur in their lives in the past year that hasn't yet been named, but who really want a bubble blessing. Bubbly blessing to you. Yay, bubbles.
Looking at all of the bubbles, I feel like we're full of a lot of transitions and a lot of blessings here. And speaking of transitions, each year at UU churches around the world, there is a celebration often called Bridging Ceremony to recognize youth moving from one chapter of their lives into another, kind of like crossing over a bridge. We have been very lucky to have Taylor McCurrick as a part of our church community for 12 years. And in honor of this time, she will now share a few words with us.
How does a church grow a loyal congregation? Why does one continue to return each week after visiting the first time? For some, it is the warm sense of community that is felt. For others, it is the freedom of freely practicing their religion. But for my family and me, it was strawberries, and let me tell you why. The date is April 22nd, 2012, Earth Day. My family was searching for a new church. I was 6, my sister was 8, and my parents wanted to find us a place where there were more kids. We landed on UUCC. At the first service, all the kids were called up to the front, where we were provided with delicious strawberries. After the service, my sister and I raved to our parents, expressing how much we loved the Strawberry Church, which is what we called it for a long time, and how we wanted this to be our new church. And well, the rest is history. I have nothing but great memories of this place. I remember the adults singing As You Go for us each week as we went down for RE. And I specifically recall Miss Adina leading the Harry Potter themed summer camp. To this day, I've still yet to crack open a Harry Potter book, but it was still really fun. I also loved making Christmas presents for my family at Gifts Our Hands Made. I'll let you in on a little secret. Last year, I was not making the gifts. I was helping the kids make the gifts. And I'm not lying to say that I've never felt so old in my life. But my favorite memory of all was doing the Christmas plays each year. I still remember a lot of the lyrics to the songs. I really love doing them. I remember during the elf theme play, I was assigned one line. It was the first time that it ever happened, and I remember being so terrified. All I had to do was get up here and say, "I got it!" But I chickened out, and Miss Adina was kind and let all the kids join in and say it with me. Now, standing in front of you today, I feel almost zero nerves. Almost. This is my third bridging ceremony. I went from elementary to middle to high, and now high to college. I started the next chapter of my life is a little bit scary, but I'm thrilled to be attending Randolph-Macon College. When I'm oh so far away from you all, I Google mapped it. It is about 16 minutes from here, but I will always remember this place and the connections I forged with everyone here. Whether it was talking after church, at PCPC, on the playground, or maybe it's even me coming to your house and watching your dogs. Many of you have seen me grow up from a 6-year-old to an 18-year-old. I've appreciated all the kindness I've received in these very special 12 years, and I will continue to come back. I'm so thankful my parents found this church. I wouldn't want to go anywhere else but here. And most of all, I am really grateful for those strawberries. Thank you.
Thank you, Taylor. Thank you to Taylor. Maybe we'll be the bubble church now, yeah? The bridging ceremony is not only a celebration of graduation, but a celebration of crossing the bridge from being a youth into a young adult. And since we don't have a bridge for you to walk over, we're going to kind of do a walk under, pass through sort of thing. So I invite everyone to rise in body or in spirit to signify this moment. We're going to make a bridge of the middle aisle to help signify Taylor passing through. So turn, you got it. Turn toward the middle. If you're not in the middle, you can reach toward the person in front of you. I think we got it. As we make this bridge, we gather, not yet, all the warm thoughts and well wishes that we have for Taylor, and we send them through our hands out into the world as this tradition marks her transition into the next step of her journey through life. Now that the bridge is complete, you're going to have to duck at the beginning there. We invite Taylor to pass through, and we remind her and all of us that no matter where you go in life, no matter what you do, you are always welcome back here at your UUCC home. And we're going to skip a slide, Michelle. In honor of this moment, we're going to join our voices together to sing our song we've learned today. So I don't have to ask you to rise again because you've already risen, but let's rise again together. This song comes from the Urban Voices Project in Los Angeles, and we will sing it 3 times through. I have the patience to inhale, exhale. I have the energy to sing. I have the strength to keep on going, so I can rise again, so I can rise again. I have the patience to inhale, exhale. I have the energy to sing. I have the strength to keep on going, so I can rise again, so I can rise again. Last time, I have the patience to inhale, exhale. I have the energy to sing. I have the strength to keep on going, so I can rise again, so I can rise again. Beautiful, thank you. In preparation for our closing, let us reach out to one another in whatever way we feel comfortable. Yes, when you go, rise. When you go, find your patience. When you go, find your energy. When you go, find your strength. And when you go, rise again. When you go, go in peace.
And shalom. Leave this place knowing that you are good and knowing that you are loved.
Blessed be. Take your light and your dark and your love from this place. Share them with the world and stay safe until we meet again.
Amen.
Thank you. Thank you.
And enjoy coffee hour and conversation and have a great week.
And more harp if you want to hear it.
And before you go, if you want to take a picture of all of the church in front of our new flags and be on our website, if you want to be part of that, as soon as Kieran's done playing, go out and get your photo taken. But otherwise, listen to Kieran.
Amen.